Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of NB Bassin. I'm your host, Donald Patterson, here again for another episode, another edition of our weekly show. Before I get into it, as always, I have to thank Fish Bomb Outfitters, Carrot Sticks, Southern Yankee Baits, War Dog Lures, Northern Michigan Outfitters, Hooked on Canadian Angling Media Group. Without these companies backing me, it makes life a whole lot harder to do what I do. And most importantly, my wife and my son. Without them, as I've said many, many times, without them, I can't do what I do. So, thanks once again to all of them. Well, here we are, middle of June. I'm sure most of our bass guys here in New Brunswick are just chomping at the bit to get back to our season. Well, luckily for us, we can say, we're going to get back to our season. To our friends in many other jurisdictions, including large areas of Ontario, they're just on the verge of getting started with their season. So, in a way, I guess we're the lucky ones here that our season has already started. Take a little break because of the spawn. I know most of the guys are still out doing some fishing, but our tournament season takes a break. And so to all my friends in Ontario, your opener is just around the corner. Good luck, have fun, stay safe. Make sure you share some pictures and let us know how you make out. It's an exciting time. I've been seeing it on Facebook just steady this week. Guys that are posting who's going where, what tournaments are starting right out of the gate. It's an exciting time for bass anglers in that part of the country for sure. So I wish them all the very best of luck. And as I said, stay safe. At the end of the day, it is just fishing. So. Now, my tournament plans for last week didn't go as planned. Change of plans. My young fella and I weren't able to attend the chain pickerel tournament that we were going to attend, but that's just part of life. Sometimes plans don't work out the way you have hoped, but not much we can do about that. All we do is onward and upward, so to speak. My big focus now for the next couple weeks is obviously fishing for memories. You guys have heard me talk about it before, and over the next couple of weeks, you're going to hear me talk about it again. A week from this coming Saturday, June 25th, we will be having our 5th annual Fishing for Memories event. And needless to say, I'm, pretty excited, looking forward to it, hoping everything comes together, as it always does, and that we have some great weather and another great event. I can't thank all the sponsors for that event enough. We've got some returning sponsors that have been with us right since day one. Dorian Outfitters, Phil's Recreation, Fredericton Outfitters, Molson Coors Canada. So many that I shouldn't even start listing them. But the sponsors know who they are, our competitors know who they are, and that's the most important thing, because our competitors do step out and support those sponsors. I will mention a couple new ones that we have just secured this week. EastCoastAnglers.ca, New Brunswick-based online tackle retailer. I want to thank them for their donation. Monthly Tackle Time, another New Brunswick-based online tackle retailer, very similar to your Mystery Tackle Box, subscription-based service, based out of here in New Brunswick. They've come on board as well. So, two relatively new businesses that are coming on board with Fishing for Memories. I have to definitely say thank you to them. So, now, what's this weekend? Father's Day, and at least in my area, we got a pretty good looking weather forecast. So who's going fishing with their family? A lot of us are, tournament fishermen, women, tournament anglers, or we fish with our buddies. We go out on the boat, we spend a Saturday or a Sunday or any day of the week we can come up with the opportunity to get out. How many of you fish with your family? Don't get me wrong, I love my tournaments, I love doing what we do, win, lose, or draw. I love the competition, and I do to an extent, as stressful as it can be, to an extent thrive on the pressure. But that being said, some of my most satisfying days ever on the water come from fishing with my family, my wife and my son. And my wife turned around yesterday and looked at me and she said, what do you want for Father's Day? And I pulled my phone out of my pocket and I looked at the weather forecast and I looked at her and I grinned. And she said, I'm spending Sunday on a boat, aren't I? I said, yes, you are. And that's what I want for Father's Day, is to spend the day with my family, with my wife, with our son, out on the water. And I've talked many, many times about taking kids fishing. Try to take your whole family fishing. Yes, I'm lucky, and I know I'm lucky. My wife enjoys it. She's not quite as fanatical about it as I am, but she does enjoy getting out fishing every now and then. So I take advantage of that. It's time like no other. It's not. You're not sitting in front of a TV. Oh yeah, it's family movie night. That's great. You sit there with your eyes glued to a screen and you hardly speak to one another. The whole time you're out on the boat, you're talking, you're laughing, you're joking. It's just as high quality of quality time as you're going to get. So take advantage of that time. Make the most of it. And guys, Father's Day is a great excuse. If you have, kids, obviously, and let's just say that you've got a wife that's kind of on the fence about getting out. She likes to go, but at the same time, well, we need to do this, we need to do that. Throw your hands up and say, hey, this is the one day a year I can say it's my day. We're going fishing. And make the most of that time. There's always a weekend to fish a tournament. There's always, a weekend to go fishing with the boys. Make sure you take the time to fish with your family. That's something that I've committed to do a little more of this year with my son. Like I said, my wife enjoys it, and she doesn't necessarily want to go every trip. But I have committed to spending more time on the water with my son this summer, and I'm going to try my best to keep that commitment. Because it only goes to a certain point when he's not going to want to hang out with the old man anymore. He's not going to want to hang out with mom and dad anymore. So I'm going to take advantage of the time while he does. And I encourage any of you, especially with young children, to do the same. And hey, if you've got older kids and they still want to go fishing with you, that's even better. So much to get ready for. So much to do over the next couple of weeks, or week and a half, I guess. Just a quick reminder for those of you who aren't 100% up to speed, if this is your first time listening to an episode and hearing me talk about it, what Fishing for Memories is. Fishing for Memories is a chain pickerel tournament, founded in 2012. We fish how do I put this? Every penny we bring in the day of the tournament goes to support the Alzheimer's Society of New Brunswick. My best friend, my tournament partner, Jason, and his wife, they had to watch her father, and we were there, not with them, I guess, but we definitely saw the toll it took on the family. But her father battled Alzheimer's disease. He was a great man who I had the pleasure of knowing and spending time with over the years, and he was an avid outdoorsman. And after witnessing the struggle that it put the family through, we said, well, we want to do something in his honor, so to speak. So Jason and I talked and talked and talked. And we talked and talked and talked about wanting to do something. And then finally one night, it would have been just right around New Year's, going into 2012, I said, I know what Jason and I are like. We do a lot of talking, but if one of us doesn't kick the other one in the butt, so to speak, nothing happens. So I picked up the computer and I created an event on Facebook, and it's grown from there. We are now one of the largest single-day tournaments in the province. In the past 4 years, we've raised over $15,000 for the Alzheimer's Society. And we have seen time and time again how phenomenal the sponsors are throughout New Brunswick, and actually across Canada, with companies like Vigor Eyewear and Dave Mercer Outdoors providing prizes this year. It's just been a phenomenal experience, and over the last 4 years, we've raised over $15,000 for the Alzheimer's Society. It's just, it has been one of the most humbling experiences of my life. And I have other tournament organizers that contact me saying, when's your tournament? Because we don't want to step on your toes. I get that every spring, or every winter normally, when everyone's trying to put their schedules together. Our New Brunswick Sport Fishing Association, even though this is not a bass tournament and it's not part of our series, had included our event on the official schedule for the year, so our members would know when it was. The support is just overwhelming. And for those of you who may be in a similar situation, I would love to see other events similar to ours. Now, we fish chain pickerel. You can fish whatever is native to your area. We opted for chain pickerel because it's outside the month of June, or it's in the month of June, outside the traditional bass fishing season, and it opens it up for a few more people. There's a lot of people that, when you start talking bass tournaments, they picture the big fancy boats and the guys with all the decals, or all the decals on their boats and all the sponsors on their jerseys, and they get intimidated. Chain pickerel is something, and every region has their own version of this, but it's the species that is how do I put this? They're going to bite what you throw at them. So it doesn't matter whether you've got $100,000 invested in your boat and your equipment, or if you've got $100 invested in what you're using. You can go out there and you can catch some quality fish. So it's just a little, it opens it up for everybody to be competitive and have some fun. They're a little easier to find, and they're a little easier to catch. So it just opens it up for everybody to get out and have some fun. I encourage you, whether it be for for Alzheimer's or anything, this is a great way to raise some money, bring some attention,